the most, Matthew, from a change of scenery?
Well, of the guys on that list, especially Brandon Marshall, look, tough year obviously for the Jets, and doesn't look great coming up for this year. But going from across town from the Jets to the Giants, I think is huge. Remember, since 2012, there's been no wide receiver in the NFL better in the red zone than Brandon Marshall. Most fantasy points in the red zone of any wide receiver, and he goes to Eli Manning and the Giants, honestly, where, guess what, since 2012, same time frame, Eli Manning's 7th most red zone pass attempts. McAdoo doesn't love to run when he gets in close. And now Eli Manning has 6'4" Brandon Marshall, where the defense is paying attention to Odell Beckham because he can do stuff like that.
Right.
I mean, you can argue that Eli Manning, even at this point in his career, is the best quarterback Brandon Marshall's ever played with in his career. And he's never been able to be opposite a guy like Odell Beckham Jr. I mean, Alshon Jeffrey early in his career, but still, I mean, he's going to get the number 2 defensive. He's not going to be the focal point of defensive coordinators, which opens up a lot of things for somebody. So I think last year was just a lost year. I think Brandon Marshall has a huge year this year. So I've loved rooting for him for many reasons. After getting away from the Jets and joining a team with Odell Beckham and Eli Manning, I thought this was going to be another big year in our relationship. Look, I know everyone's crushing Brandon today, but I don't want to say anything bad about the guy, honestly. So there are, however, some facts that I'm just going to read without comment, okay? Brandon Marshall has caught just 47.2% of his passes last season. That's second worst in the NFL. And this year, he's caught only 2 of 9 targets with 1 drop. Just among players named Brandon this season, he has less fantasy points than Coleman, LaFell, and McManus. In fact, for those of you in IDP leagues, he's not even the highest scoring Brandon Marshall. That would be Broncos linebacker Brandon Marshall. Really, he has less points than linebacker Brandon Marshall. It's honestly, it's sad. It appears time and a poor offense have caught up to Brandon Marshall, but I literally can't do it. I can't say drop him. I love the guy.
Barry, what are you droning on about here, pal?
Hey, straw man. Hey.
You really need a plastic tube to tell you to drop this guy?
I just,
Okay. As the resident expert on sucking, I know it when I see it. And I saw that Marshall was washed up a year ago. So quit the navel gazing and drop him.